40,000 years ago, the world was gripped by ice. Vast glaciers carved through beneath these endless snows, forests fought for life. Herds of mammoth and woolly rhinoceros roamed the frozen earth. This was a world of giants, harsh, unforgiving, yet alive with creatures built for the cold. And within these icy lands, there lived another kind of giant. Not animal, but human. They were Neanderthals, strong, intelligent, and perfectly adapted to a world of freezing darkness. For hundreds of thousands of years, they endured. But this is the story of their final tribe. Each morning began with the same ritual, Born, rekindling the fire that kept death from their door. Their leader, Kor, was a hunter born of ice. His every breath a struggle, his every day a fight for life.
Outside, the storm begins to fade. The tribe must hunt. The Ice Age does not wait for the weak.
With spears and courage, they move into the white wilderness keen, united by hunger and by hope. Neanderthals were masters of the forest, their short, powerful frames built for endurance in bitter cold. They tracked herds through storm and silence, reading signs only the wild could teach. Their prey stands armored in hide, horn gleaming, a titan of the Ice Age. Kor plans the attack, flanking, surrounding. Each motion a language older than words.
But in this frozen world, even the best hunters live one heartbeat from death.
The moment explodes. Wood and stone against muscle and rage.
Victory, for now. The hunt is life, and every life must be taken with risk.
They waste nothing. Every bone, every sinew, every drop of warmth will serve the tribe. Neanderthal survival was communal, bound by duty, by memory, by shared hunger.
Even in the cold, they found moments of warmth, kindness in a world of frost. Their knowledge of the land was deep, shaped by thousands of winters before them.
They painted their bodies, perhaps to protect, perhaps to belong, signs of an early culture, rich and human. Even amid hardship, laughter echoed, proof that their hearts were not ruled by fear alone. Night fell early in the Ice Age, but fire was their sun, their guardian against the dark. They sang in low tones, shared stories through gesture and sound, solol, the first whispers of language. On stone walls, they left faint symbols, traces of thought, proof of imagination. Beyond the cave, the storm raged on, the world reminding them who ruled it. They could not know it yet, but far beyond the snow, a new kind of human was coming. As the Neanderthals fought against the cold and time itself, another kind of human was awakening. Far away, under gentler skies, new beings began to walk, lighter, quicker, more curious. They looked upon the world not just as survivors, but as seekers. For the first time, minds began to think in symbols, fleds, in stories and strategies. Around firelight, they found something no other special had mastered. Shared joy. They began to wonder about the stars, the starng. and their place beneath them.
And from their wonder came art, the first whispers of imagination.
They recorded what they saw and what they dreamed. Each generation carried forward a growing flame, knowledge. Their curiosity could not be contained, and they began to wander. They crossed rivers, forests, and deserts, chasing food and something greater. Fire became their eternal ally, warmth against the void. And through teaching, they became more than survivors.
They watched the skies at Cray and began to dream of mastering them. But ahead, they were not alone. Two species, born from the same spark, now shared the same earth. And soon, they would meet.
At the edge of an ancient river, two kinds of humans locked eyes for the first time.
Instinct battled reason, but not all meetings began with blood.
Between fear and hunger, trust flickered like a fragile flame. But behind every act of peace, the weight of the tribe lingered. For one night, the world was quiet, Shurit. Two tribes, one species, sharing the same stars. They studied each other, Godney. The strength of one, the innovation of the other. For a moment, something beautiful emerged, Natia, the sharing of wisdom. Even nature paused to watch this fragile peace take its first breath. But peace is fragile, and storms, both real and human, always return. In survival, they found unity. The hunt made brothers of strangers.
For that day, victory belonged to all.
It was the first alliance in human history.
From one came learning. From the other, endurance.
For a time, the world held its breath, watching harmony take root.
Then, as it all love does, fear returned. And in one heartbeat, peace began to crumble. The river that once united them, now divided them in blood. Both tribes paid the price of pride. Yet in the ashes, compassion endured.
The Neanderthals retreated into the mist, their age nearing its end. The Sapiens continued onward, driven by the fire that would define them. Their memory became legend, their lessons, evolution.
They did not forget. From that dawn, humanity began its true journey.
The earth changed, but their spirit remained.
Within their gaze lived both fear and wonder.
They would spread across every horizon, carrying the memory of those they lost. And so began the story of us, the Tafid, the last humans left standing. The earth had grown colder, but the spirit of humanity burned ever brighter. Tools became extensions of their minds, sharper, smarter, stronger. From childhood, the knowledge of survival was passed down.
Shelter became a refuge, a seed of ingenuity.
Stories carried memory, teaching, and dreams beyond survival. Symbols emerged, the first whispers of culture and identity. They migrated relentlessly, following life itself across continents. Nature tested them endlessly, yet they endued with resilience. Every tool told a story, Corey, of adaptation, of intelligence, of hope.
The world was vast, mysterious, yet full of wonder.
They built, they experimented, they conquered obstacles with creativity.
Clothing became more than warmth. It became survival art.
Skills were honed in repetition, patience, and play.
Footprints of the first wanderers stretched across the earth.
Fire tamed water, turning it into sustenance and safety.
Walls became their canvas, stories etched into stone for eternity. Walls became their canvas, stories etched into stone for eternity.
Strategy became survival, every movement calculated, precise. Shelter and fire were more than protection. They were civilization's first pulse. They looked to the heavens, learning patterns, counting time, dreaming of more. Every tool was a testament to imagination, skill, and survival. They moved relentlessly, following life, water, and hope. From small hands, knowledge grew, and the fire of civilization spread. Curiosity guided them, turning fear into discovery. Prey was abundant, but danger was never far behind.
Learning was survival, and survival was legacy.
Every meal was a triumph, every night a story.
Across frozen lands and shifting seasons, humanity endured.
And so began the first chapter of civilization, and found a story written in ice, fire, and courage,